I woke up smiling and feeling very grateful this morning because we've been given another chance at life. And that is the greatest gift anyone could possibly have amidst the corona pandemic and whatever issues we've got going on in our personal lives. I don't know what you're going through, but I pray that you overcome, survive, and have a story to tell someone somewhere who need to hear exactly what it is you have to say to be able to grow, fight, and push through their battles to become victors at the end. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in this world. My name is Golda Abakdai, and you're listening to Golda's Haven. When we hear that someone is broken-hearted, our first thought is it must have come from your partners who they're involved with romantically. But can a friend break your heart? They absolutely can break your heart. So I asked the question, should we have expectations of our friends? And the answer? Yes. We definitely should have expectations of our friends. Friendship is a serious bond, and you can't refer to just any relationship as a friendship. I'm talking about the kind of friend or friends you run to when times are really hard. So for example, the kinds of friends who loan you money or give you, say, 50 cedis when you're broke. The one who holds you and listens to you cry when you're going through a heartbreak or a terrible situation that the world doesn't know about. The ones you tell your darkest secrets to. That friend or those friends who encourage you to take that bold step into a dream, a business, or a relationship. They tell you when you're honestly wrong, and they tell you when you're doing right. The friends who don't need to become envious of you just because you may have, a skill they don't have, or because you're succeeding more than they are. And they are your ride or die no matter what. Those are the kinds of friendships I'm referring to. You must have standards for the kinds of friends that you want even before you meet them, because this will help you avoid fake friendships and unnecessary drama, and most importantly, emotional pain. The thing that you have to remember though is that as you set these standards, you must also reciprocate them. It's not just about wanting them without having and, exhibiting these qualities yourself. When I mention standards, I'm talking about, important things. I'm not talking about going to look for a friend who knows the same designer brands as you do, or someone who has the same body type as you do. I'm talking about things like, 1, being honest. Most people are of the opinion that if you're my friend, then you should support me even when I'm wrong. No. Your friend shouldn't support you just because you're friends. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And you need to hear it. Otherwise, what is the point of them being in your life? They're there for the good and the bad. So let's use basic examples that we hear about happening all the time in the world. Say you have a friend who dated a guy, and this guy didn't treat her right. Your friend was miserable. The relationship ended, and she found someone better. Then you get a call from your friend saying she keeps thinking about her ex who didn't treat her right, remember? She still has feelings for him, and all that. And say the summary of your answer to your friend was, you're being unfair to the good man that you're with. He treats you right, loves you, respects you, appreciates you, and makes you happy. I can understand that maybe you started thinking about some of the good times you had with your ex, but you speaking in a way that is suggesting you want to go back is toxic and unhealthy. So if you feel like you haven't healed from your ex and you don't love the good man that you're with anymore, then you should let him go so he finds someone who actually wants to be with him. You, on the other hand, need to work on yourself. You need to heal, move on, and figure out what you want to do next. this friend becomes angry because you're not giving them the kind of answer that they want to hear, and you automatically become the bad person. This is one of the things that will show you that this friend actually loves you because they're brutally honest with you. They tell you the truth because you need to hear it. And they want what's best for you. And hearing the truth sometimes hurts, but that is what will cause change and growth. Then we have supportive friends. Some friends find that their gifts put them in the same field or industry. Others find themselves in different sectors of life. Either way, it is beautiful. The goal is that they must all be happy and successful in whatever they endeavor in life. Competition is not always bad, especially if it keeps you on your toes, makes you learn and want to do better. That is healthy competition. But when you find that your friend or friends don't want you to be successful as they are, and they always feel threatened by the good things that happen to you, or they can't genuinely celebrate the good things that happen to you, they don't encourage you and show support when you're doing something good or pass good opportunities your way when they come, then I'm sorry to say this, but those are not your friends. Those are people who want to keep you around to just be monitoring your life or make sure that you never go past them. You should expect your friends to be your biggest supporters, especially if you're walking the right path, and if they don't, you need to do some evaluation. Loyalty. Loyalty is such a powerful word. With loyalty comes that person being your safe space. When a friend talks to you, they don't need to open their mouth to tell you this conversation must stay between the both of you. You should already know that. And so when you hear that person talking to someone who's not your friend about it, or they say it in passing in front of other people to make it seem like a joke, you must know that there's something wrong immediately. You realize that you cannot trust this person. Loyalty involves that person staying true to you no matter what you're going through. So for example, you and your friend are having issues and you're not really on speaking terms in that moment. And despite the fact that that person is the one who hurt you, you have not even told anyone that the both of you are having problems. But your supposed friend doesn't miss a beat when your name comes up or someone asks about you to say something negative or make you seem like you're the bad person. You keep hearing about them because wherever he or she said whatever they said to knows you. And they know that you're not that kind of person. So they tell you, in essence, warning you that this person is not a friend. And even in all that period, you don't say anything bad about him or her. You just listen. For someone to be your ride or die doesn't mean that you won't have fights or problems or disagree with each other. But if that person cannot be loyal to you, even when you're going through a difficult time or having some problems, then that is something that you need to think about. Availability and selfishness. If I'm there for you, I expect that you be there for me too. This is not to say that people do good things expecting something in return. The point is, if I have your back, you should have mine too. So I'm always there for you, but you don't reciprocate. If I listen to you vent all the time when you're going through something, but you're always busy or something suddenly comes up when I want to do the same or I need to do the same, then you're selfish. And you just said without words, you're not that important to me. Good friends make time for each other and they are available to you even when sometimes they're very busy and may not honestly have the time to listen or be there for you in that immediate moment. So if all they care about is themselves, and if they only reach out to you when they need a favor, you need new friends. Simple. Respect and love. Respect and love go hand in hand for me. I don't know about you, but I'm of the opinion that you can't have one without the other. If you can, then well, that should be interesting. We can be very good friends and have differences. I may prefer music over movies and you may be of the opposite preference. It doesn't mean we can't have a good friendship. We may have differences in opinions, and respect will come into play when we both understand that you may not agree with my opinion on an issue, but you respect that that is my opinion and that is okay. Respect is you treating me how you want me to treat you. So you don't appreciate jokes being made about your insecurities? Don't do the same to me. You want to be spoken to with respect? Do the same for me. You don't want people to, approach me and talk about, you to me. Do the same for me. I'm heavy on respect because I believe every other point on this list will follow if there's respect. Good friendship is one of the greatest gifts you could ever have as a human being. I'm sure that you have more than you can add to the list. There are points like being compassionate, considerate, empathizing with your friends, good communication, like understanding when and where your friend needs to hear what they need to hear and how you deliver it. You must also remember that we're fallible human beings, and sometimes people just make honest mistakes. And so you will need to forgive them. And at other times, you will be the one asking for forgiveness. There's a difference between people making mistakes and people being who they are. People sometimes change along the way, or like most people will say, their true self comes out. Either way, you need to decide which friendships are worth fighting for, and the ones that you need to let go of. This has been Golda's Haven. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to favorite that button, follow, share, and enjoy. Toodles!